This lying Ted Cruz shows his disrespect yet again, not just for gay people, but also for everybody in general, because Ted Cruz wants words to mean what he wants them to mean. So he and this freakish Mike Lee, this Republican of Utah, have co-sponsored a bill. And they sent out a release about the bill yesterday afternoon saying, quote, "It will ensure the federal government gives the same deference to the 33 states that define marriage as a union between one man and one woman as it does to the 17 states that have chosen to recognize same-sex unions." Cruz, in a statement, said, quote, "I support traditional marriage. Under President Obama, the federal government has tried to redefine marriage." Now, this is a part where you just, I don't know, somebody ought to walk up to Ted Cruz and pants him and give him a good case of red ass, because President Obama hasn't done a goddamn thing. The United States Supreme Court said that the so-called Defense of Marriage Act was unconstitutional. But Ted Cruz understands his supporters and his constituents. They're a bunch of half-witted morons. They would no more understand that the President of the United States doesn't, A, make law, nor does he interpret law. Those are two different branches of government, you see, that have nothing to do with the executive. But Cruz understands the unfathomable ignorance of the people that he's trying to reach. So he talks on their level. The thing that is very pissy about that is, in doing that, Ted Cruz is displaying his lack of any kind of qualification to be anything except maybe a fundamentalist Southern Baptist preacher in some goddamn backwoods church with 150 members who handle snakes every Wednesday night. And he wants to be president if he can give up his Canadian citizenship. What a dork. What a complete dork. Now, Cruz's bill, wait, let me get back. Cruz went on with his statement. He said the Obama administration should not be trying to force gay marriage on all 50 states. What the hell is he talking about? The federal courts in all these different states are waking up and smelling the homophobia, and they're saying, wait a second, it's a goddamn contract. And if some fundamentalist preacher, no matter what his religion or her religion, if they don't want to perform the marriage contract or sanctify it, then shut up and sit down. Nobody's asking you to. You see, this is creating an issue where none should exist. And Cruz knows this, but he's such a sneaky, smarmy little worm that he'll do anything to try to gin up an issue where one doesn't exist, especially this one, especially this one. Cruz goes on to say we should respect the states, and the definition of marriage should be left to democratically elected legislatures, not dictated from Washington. Well, you stupid bastard, the only thing dictated. See, I just want to smash things. Anytime I hear somebody like Cruz and realize that this thug, this weaselly, greasy thug, has millions of people who think he speaks nothing but absolute truth. That's what drives me crazy. I live, as Greg Palast said, in an armed madhouse. How can people be this absolutely ridiculously stupid to listen to Ted Cruz and think that the president, I don't care who the president is, makes law or interprets law? He does neither. That's up to the other two branches. Oh, man. He goes on to say the bill that he and this freakish friend of his, Mike Lee, have introduced, this bill will safeguard the ability of states to preserve traditional marriage for its residents. Look, you half-witted moron. What's the point? What's the point? I just, whenever I see something like this getting out in mainstream media, I've got to respond to it. In June, the Supreme Court struck down the Defense of Marriage Act. This turkey doesn't understand that, I guess. That had barred the federal government from recognizing same-sex marriages. And since then, the federal government has allowed Gay married couples to file jointly on federal tax returns regardless of state residence. It has permitted the surviving spouse of gay married couples to collect Social Security benefits, blah, blah, blah. Cruz warned of the dangers of gay marriage a month after the Supreme Court decision. In an interview with the Christian Broadcasting Network, he said, quote, "If you look at other nations," here comes another lie. "If you look at other nations that have gone down the road toward gay marriage, that's the next step where it gets enforced. It gets enforced against Christian pastors who decline to perform gay marriage, who speak out and preach biblical truths on marriage." What the hell is he talking about? He's talking about the bigotry, the racism, and the stupidity of the people that think Ted Cruz is a real human being. That's what he's talking about.